Norwegian alpine skier Atle Lie McGrath entered the second run of the men's slalom final with a clear and deeply personal mission: secure the gold medal to honor the memory of his late grandfather. At just 25 years old, McGrath had positioned himself strongly after an outstanding first run, holding a comfortable 0.59-second lead over his closest competitor, Swiss skier Loic Meillard. The stage was set for what could have been a triumphant moment, a crowning achievement amid profound personal grief. Tragically, disaster struck in the final seconds of the race. McGrath straddled a gate, an error that immediately disqualified him and dashed his hopes of any medal finish. The disappointment was overwhelming. In a raw display of emotion that quickly captured global attention and went viral, McGrath reacted dramatically. He hurled his ski poles far into the snow, stormed off the course, trudged through the deep powder away from the finish area, stripped off his gloves and goggles, and collapsed onto the ground, lying alone in the vast white expanse as if seeking solace in isolation. This outburst stemmed from more than just the immediate sting of a lost race. McGrath later shared with reporters that this moment ranked as the lowest point of his entire career, and one of the toughest experiences of his life overall. He had endured an extraordinarily difficult period leading up to and during the Games. His grandfather, Sven Lie, passed away at the age of 83 on the very day of the opening ceremony. The loss hit him hard, and he had hoped desperately to channel that grief into something positive by winning gold in his grandfather's honor. McGrath described how he normally maintains strong perspective in the face of setbacks. In typical races where things don't go perfectly, he reminds himself of his health, his family's well-being, and the presence of loved ones, putting athletic outcomes into broader context. But this time was different. The personal tragedy compounded the professional disappointment, making it impossible to summon that usual resilience. He had poured everything into the opportunity, skiing brilliantly in the first run and giving himself the absolute best chance possible, yet it still slipped away. The skier's reaction was a visceral release of pent-up emotion. After the gate mishap ended his run, he needed space to process the pain. He gave himself time alone in the snow, away from cameras and crowds, to grapple with the heartbreak. He later reflected that he had lost someone incredibly dear and simply required solitude to begin coming to terms with both the familial loss and the Olympic setback. In a poignant letter posted on social media addressed to his grandfather, whom he affectionately called Fafeo, McGrath poured out his feelings. He wrote about giving everything to chase his biggest dream, attempting to piece together his shattered heart in the wake of the loss, only for it to break again in the race. He urged others to cherish their loved ones, emphasizing the fragility of time. This was not McGrath's only challenge at the Games. Earlier he had finished fifth in the giant slalom event, another solid but non-medal result. In conversations afterward, he openly discussed the emotional toll of competing while mourning. It felt surreal and almost trivial to focus on navigating gates down a mountain when his heart was heavy with grief. He experienced many tears during those days, struggling to find motivation. A turning point came when his family arrived to support him in person. Their presence lifted him from deep sadness to genuine moments of joy and connection, reminding him of the love surrounding him. McGrath's story illustrates the profound intersection of personal loss and elite athletic pursuit. The Olympics demand intense focus and compartmentalization, yet life does not pause for competition. His viral moment of despair humanized him to millions, showing that behind the polished performances are individuals facing real pain. Despite the outcome, his effort and vulnerability earned respect, and his tribute to his grandfather served as a moving reminder of what drives athletes beyond medals.